First time I ran my heater all night, I woke up feeling warm, but everything around me was damp. Condensation dripped from the windows, my blankets felt wet, and the air inside felt humid. Staying warm in a van during winter and cold snaps can be challenging, but maintaining that warmth while avoiding moisture, mold, and thick sticky air is an entirely different problem. Achieving that delicate balance requires more than just trapping heat. It involves thoughtful design, proper ventilation, and having an effective airflow system. Many of you have asked how I stay warm, even through Colorado winters, without waking up to condensation, and that's a valid question. After all, what's the point of being warm if your living space can't breathe? In this video, I'll show you my exact system. I'll cover everything, from the insulation that took me 2 weeks to install after work, to the heater I use and how I manage airflow to prevent moisture buildup. I'll also explain what happens during the process of combustion, and why that chemical reaction can create issues that most people don't even realize. So whether you're planning your first cold weather trip, or just trying to fine-tune your setup for winter, here's what I learned about staying warm without suffocating your space. Let's get into it. When I began building out my van, I assumed that insulation would be straightforward. I could throw in some foam, seal the gaps, and be done with it. But as I got deeper into the project, I realized that if I didn't get this part right, everything else would suffer, including comfort, temperature control, moisture, and even air quality. So I took my time. It took me 2 whole weeks. Every night after work, I would spend about 4 hours cutting, layering, and sealing. It was exhausting work. I was living on caffeine, working under a headlamp, and skipping dinner more nights than I'd like to admit. There were moments when I questioned if it was worth it, but I pushed through because I knew the comfort that I wanted later depended on the discomfort that I would endure now. The wild part is that no one really talks about this phase when they're building out their vans. You see the polished aftershots, clean panels, wood trim, and mood lighting, but what's behind those walls? That's where the real comfort begins. I used 3 insulation layers because I knew I was going to come out to Colorado and be in a colder environment. First, I used Reflectix, which reflects radiant heat and blocks the cold from radiating off the metal. Then, I stacked a 1-inch rigid foam housing insulation for added thermal resistance and structure. Finally, I added Thinsulate to soften the interior, absorb road noise, and complete the seal. Every layer had a purpose, and every air gap was intentional. Yeah, it took a while, but that patience is why my van retains heat so well. Sometimes, after a long hike and the temperatures drop into the 20s, I open the door to find real lasting heat. I remember those arduous late nights with a utility knife in hand cutting that 1-inch foam. I'm thankful I didn't rush through it, because how your space holds heat is more important than you realize. No one warned me about that. If I had taken the easy way out and just slapped some foam on the walls and called it done, I'd probably be dealing with a lot of heat loss. But the system works, and even after years on the road, it still does.